What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity? I hope you guys are doing well. Season 2 of Modern Warfare 3 has a brand new trailer where we are getting a ton of new content brought into the game. But the thing that is currently being highlighted by Call of Duty fans is the new crossover for Modern Warfare Zombies, The Walking Dead. And I'm not a big Walking Dead fan. I think I've maybe watched one episode over its long span. But this is a show like Call of Duty that was in its prime in the early 2010s. It has since simmered out. The series ended in 2022, but to have this crossover now in 2024 is so weird and kind of on brand for Call of Duty because they're so late to the party. I mean, it would have worked years ago when Zombies was at its height to have this crossover. It seems like a match made in heaven. But now, it just seems extremely misplaced. I mean, I don't necessarily hate it. It makes sense. It's part of Zombies' identity. I mean, you're getting characters that faced a zombie apocalypse in a show, and you're crossing that over into Call of Duty, and it works. It's one of the few times they've actually been able to stay on brand and consistent with an identity, but it feels like it's a little too late. It's like injecting this game with Heisenberg skins from Breaking Bad or a Better Call Saul skin. It just seems to not work. Or Thanos, for that matter, because that hasn't been relevant for a few years, similar to The Walking Dead. And it just seems as if Call of Duty's grasping at straws and trying to get anything that they can. I mean, yes, they grabbed the boys during their heyday. It doesn't work with Call of Duty, but they still went out and grabbed it. This Walking Dead crossover just screams desperation. Please let us grab something that might resonate with fans. Please let us grab something that might increase our overall revenue. That's all this is about. They're not actually trying to enhance the game by any means. They're just trying to enhance revenue. And I just feel like a drama that debuted back in 2010 is super funny considering the fact that it would have worked 10 years ago, not today. I think it goes to show just how out of touch the developers are from the community. I mean, it's pretty clear as day. Nobody was asking for a Walking Dead crossover in 2024. That's just not a thing. Yeah, probably back in like 2013, 2014. Makes a ton of sense. Heck, if they'd crossed over with Black Ops 2's Transit Zombies, I'm sure it would have worked. It would have been successful. I mean, that was the first time we had microtransactions in Call of Duty. Would have made a lot of sense. But not in 2024. It just seems so far out of left field that it's really hard to connect with. Just very odd decision. But that's not all that's going to be a part of Season 2 for Modern Warfare 3. It's also going to have 3 6v6 maps, a brand new war map, and stuff coming to Modern Warfare Zombies, which is all good. And honestly, the game needs more. It does. It does feel stale already. It does need Season 2 to come immediately. But in the back of my mind, I am still extremely concerned about the quality of this update. Think about it this way. You have an update that needs to launch with perfection here. Because that's where Call of Duty's at this point in time. This update needs to be perfect. But Activision Blizzard, because of Microsoft, just laid off 1,900 people. A lot of them being Call of Duty developers. How many of them were working on content for Season 2? How many of them were working on quality assurance for Season 2 of Modern Warfare 3? Now those people are gone. And you're still expecting this to release flawlessly? I don't really know if that's going to happen. It's a tall task. I mean, I'm excited to see because, honestly, if it falls out once again, which is what I'm expecting, we'll cover it here on this channel. And if it doesn't, well, I think you'll have surprised the entirety of this community, which is overall a good thing. But circling back to what could happen here is this could be a disastrous Season 2. A Season 2 with a crossover from a dead franchise, which is sort of symbolic to where Call of Duty is heading, along with massive layoffs for people that were working on this season before it even launches. It seems as if the stakes are very high here because on one hand, you have a community that wants to see if Call of Duty can actually put out a competent update without breaking the game. and also see if they can recover from losing a good majority of their developers. It's really going to be interesting. But what we see so far is already not good enough for this community. I mean, your crossover alone showcases a lack of awareness, which begs the question, is Call of Duty prepared to meet the expectations of this community? And judging by what I'm seeing so far, the answer is probably no. Now, what I will say is that the overall content that we got in Season 1 was not bad. It wasn't great by any means. It wasn't blow your socks off amazing, but it was competent when it worked. I mean, the terrible launches aside for each content release, the 6v6 content is actually not too bad here. Meat is probably the highlight of them all, finally bringing a small area map that is probably the best that Call of Duty has released in decades, and also having two competent maps as well for 6v6. They also brought in ranked play. However you feel about that, it's in the game now. They've brought in new game modes. They've successfully launched multiple events. It seems to be okay. Now, of course, I'm not praising them by any means. Again, this is just a competent update. It's nothing to boast about. But competency when it comes to Call of Duty isn't something that comes hand in hand. So the fact that they nailed some of this is actually a positive. But you can't continue to skate by just being competent, putting in the bare minimum. There needs to be a level raised here by Activision. They need to ensure that they give it their best shot. I mean, it is a good start that you're not only adding to 6v6, you're also adding to Modern Warfare Zombies. There's going to be new Warzone updates. This update does have a lot of content from what we've seen from the trailer, and it's awesome that they're already hyping it up weeks in advance. That's what Call of Duty needs to do. They need to get buy-in from their community, but all of this being predicated and advertised around a Walking Dead crossover just seems to fall on deaf ears. Seems to just be a why are you doing this type of situation, which is extremely frustrating for the player base. The hope here is, though, with everything that's been said, whether it's the Walking Dead crossover or the content we're going to see in Modern Warfare 3 Season 2, the hope is that the update releases with no problems whatsoever, a flawless launch of Season 2, and that the content meets the expectations of the community. Like I said, competency cannot be the bar that Call of Duty is trying to hit. They need to exceed that bar. They need to reach excellence every single time they release a content drop, especially if they want to meet their competition, especially if they want to retain this community. Because, sorry, skill-based matchmaking isn't what's retaining the players. It's you being competent and you releasing games that people want to play and content that people want to play. So, I will reserve more of my judgment once we find out more for Season 2. I guess we'll just wait and see. But I thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.